Now, if you're in the world of speaking, you will know Simon Sinek. He is famous for his TED Talk and he's famous for his methodology, Start With Why. I spent the last couple of days breaking down his sales funnel, right from how he attracts people on social media, how he nurtures them with his YouTube channel and his podcast, and how he converts them and gets the sale on his website. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process from start to finish. I'll tell you what's good, what's not so good, and I'll tell you what I would do differently if I was you. Okay, so at a really high level, this is what he's doing. He is attracting people with his social media. He's telling you his why on social media. He's then nurturing you with his podcast and his YouTube channel. And then all of his conversion happens on his website. And I broke down every single detail here, including his newsletter. I've mapped out every single product that he has available in his library. I've mapped out all of the customer journeys that he has. So let's get into it. We'll start with his methodology, which is Start With Why. And what I love about Simon and what he does is that he absolutely practices what he preaches with his framework. Everything that he does starts with the why. He never starts a video with, this is who I am, this is who I help. If you're a business owner trying to achieve da-da-da. He starts everything with why. He starts everything with a statement. So how does he attract people? He attracts people from his social media, and he has got millions of followers. He's got LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. He's also on X. And what he does really well is that he posts exactly the same content, structure, video across all of his platforms. Now, this is really clever from him because it keeps his processes really lean. It makes sure that his overheads, his filming, his editing, his posting time is cut to a bare minimum. And it works. The amount of followers that he's got, the amount of engagement that he's got, it clearly works. He doesn't have to worry about having a specific strategy for LinkedIn, a specific content strategy for TikTok or Instagram. Everything is exactly the same. He films it once, he schedules it, he posts it, and that's done. So what I've done is I've reviewed all of the posts that he's put out in the last couple of weeks, and I've dissected how he structures them, the words that he uses, and I've also looked at all of the call to actions on them to see where he's sending people to map out this process. And what he does is he follows the same structure every single time. You can see here really clearly that his posts aren't long at all. He lets the video do a lot of the talking. And that's another thing. He knows that video sells more than a picture. It sells more than text. He's using video really well within his processes. So the framework that he's built is what I call the PACE framework. And it starts with your perspective. Open with a bold statement, a question or opinion that immediately signals your view and stops the scroll, so it captures someone's attention. Then you offer an alternative, a different way of seeing the situation. You try to shift the viewer's mindset so that they start to think in a different way, or they start to be open to your way of thinking. Then you create some form of connection. Now, this could be a test case or case study, something that you've done with an existing client that backs up your perspective. And then you ask them to engage. One clear next step, keep it really low friction. What he actually does is he just puts the link in the post itself. So let's have a look at it in this post here. So perspective, have you ever spent 20 minutes trying to solve someone's problem only to realize they never wanted a solution? So he's hitting you with a bold statement, and then he's asking you a question about that statement to make you, he's really challenging your thinking and make you stop the scroll and really think about it. He's then moving on to giving you an alternative. Sometimes people aren't looking for advice. They're looking to feel heard. When we stop rushing to fix and start getting curious, we create the kind of conversations that build trust. So he's hit you with a statement, something that you might not have thought of. He's then hitting you with the alternative perspective. Have you considered thinking about it this way? So you're starting to think about something in a different way. You're starting to take on board more information. And he's building curiosity here. He's making you genuinely curious to see what he's talking about and to learn more. He then hits you with the connection. This summer I'm teaming up with, and he goes on. So he's telling you, this is something I'm doing, or this is something I've done that connects the two together. So I'm backing it up. So you can trust me, you can believe me. He's then given you the engage, so the E. He's giving you one clear next step, telling you where to go. Go and listen to the full episode wherever you get your podcasts. And he's done it exactly the same on these. Here's a business secret. Your competitive advantage probably isn't hiding in a spreadsheet. He's giving you an opinion. He's making you think, well, where is it then? He's giving you more information. He's creating the connection, and then he's giving you the link where to go. And the third one, purpose isn't a privilege, it's a right. Every person deserves to wake up knowing their why, and every coach has the opportunity to make that possible. He's then bridging the gap, he's creating the connection, and he's giving you the link. He's telling you where to go. Every single post follows the PACE framework. And he follows this same structure across every single platform. Like I said before, Instagram, here is exactly the same post on Instagram. TikTok, here is exactly the same post on TikTok. YouTube, here is exactly the same post on YouTube. So you can see that from an overhead perspective, from a process perspective, it's genius. He's filming one video and he's using that across multiple platforms. He's filming it once, he's editing it once, he's scheduling it, and it's gone. It's so clever. And he's using his own framework to create curiosity, change your thinking, and then he's telling you exactly where to go to learn more. And where to go is always to another one of his resources, which is the next step in the sales funnel. Before we go on to that next step though, I want to tell you what I really like about the way that he posts and attracts his audience members. But I'm also going to tell you what I don't like. So what I like, every post starts with a belief. It's not the what, it's not the how, it's a belief. He never leads with a product. He never once starts a message or a conversation or a post with a product. The product always appears at the end of the post. And by the time you've read through the post, you've been hooked in with his perspective. You've been offered an alternative way of thinking. You've been given the connection, so a reason why you should be believing what he's saying. And then you've got so much curiosity. He's built your curiosity that when he's asking you to engage, he's saying, click here to learn more. Of course you're going to learn more. Of course you're going to click that link. The posts are also really short. Look how short all of these posts are. I mean, they're all pretty much exactly the same amount of words. So he's not writing reams and reams of text. He's not writing, here's five things that I don't think you should do. Here are 5 things that you should do instead. He's keeping them really, really short. So from an engagement perspective, it's really easy because you're just reading a few lines of text. You're watching a 30-second video, click the link and learn more. Now, what don't I like? Okay, so I think that Simon can get away with quite a few things because of his scale, right? He's got 9 million followers on LinkedIn. I think he's got 5 or 6 million followers on Instagram and so on. He knows that regardless of what he posts, because of his reputation, because of the size of his business and his following, he knows people are going to see it. He knows it's going to get engagement. So if I was you, I wouldn't put the link directly in the post. Now, There's a few different theories on this, but the general rule is if you put a link directly in your post, especially on platforms like LinkedIn, it's going to harm your engagement, it's going to harm your reach, because LinkedIn wants people to stay on their platform. So if you start putting links to YouTube, your podcast, your website directly in the post, the reach of that post is going to be halted. It's going to not perform well. He also doesn't have any engagement questions on his post. So he doesn't finish his post saying, what do you think? Give me an example of where this has worked for you. Ask me any questions. He doesn't ever ask people to comment back. He doesn't put a keyword in there. He just gives you the resource for free. Again, I think he's doing this because of his scale. He doesn't need to post for engagement because he knows that he's going to get the engagement. He knows that people are going to follow him. He knows that people are going to view his posts, comment, like, so it's going to get the reach anyway. So for you, if you're a speaker building a business and you're posting content to attract your audience and to funnel them into the next step of your sales funnel, you should be posting for engagement. So ask a question, get people to comment on your post, whether that's a keyword, whether that it's an example of something that they've done in the past that's related to the post. But the more that you can get people to comment on it, the further that post is going to go, okay? You also don't want to put the link directly in the post. So have the link in your profile somewhere. Put your booking link at the top of your LinkedIn profile. Put your lead magnet, your YouTube channel, your newsletter, whatever else you've got that you're sending people to, put them in your featured section. If you're on Instagram, add them to your links and just direct people to the links within that social platform. Okay, so that is how he attracts people through his social media. He keeps his posts really short. He posts giving his perspective, using his PACE framework, and he's always asking people to go to a next step. He's always giving them a resource where they can learn more. And where they learn more is his podcast and his YouTube channel. So let's move on to that now. His podcast and his YouTube is where he nurtures his audience. This is the middle of his funnel. And what he does really well here is his YouTube and his podcast is filled with so much value. His keynotes, interviews, him talking to guests on his podcast about his speaking business, about their business. It's just an area where you can consume so much information and value from him. So once you've watched a video on his social media, it piques your curiosity, you're interested to learn more. You then go to his YouTube channel where you watch an hour of the same topic. By the end of that hour, you feel like you know him, you trust him, you understand his thinking, you know how he works and what he does. And that is where he then points you to his website where you can buy one of his products. It's honestly such a slick process. He's attracting through social media, he's piquing your curiosity, he's sending you to YouTube or his podcast where you consume more information, and then he's asking you to buy a product or service. And what he does really well, so you can see here, at the end of his YouTube video, he's sending you to his website, he's sending you to his app, he's sending you to his podcast where you can consume more content and learn more. What he's also doing really well, which not many people do, so make a note of this one, is he's sending people back to his social media. And I absolutely love this because what he's doing is, if you're not quite ready to buy a product or service, if you don't want to go to his website, he's keeping you in his ecosystem. He's creating what I call a value loop. So the process goes, you see a video on Instagram, for example, you watch it, you're curious, you watch a YouTube video, you find it really interesting, and you look at where can I learn more? Okay, I'm not quite ready to buy a product or service. I'm not going to go to your website, but I'll go back to LinkedIn or Instagram, where I came from. You go back there, you then land on his profile, watch a different video that's got a different call to action and a different link on. That takes you to another YouTube video where you consume more of his content. And he just keeps you in this value loop where you're consuming his content, you're getting to know him more, he's building trust. It's just really, really clever. I love this about what he does here. And then finally, when you're ready, you go to his website. And his website is, as you would expect, it's built for conversions. He has 3 clear customer profiles, and his website is built around those profiles. So he's got individuals, leaders who want to get better at leadership. He's got an app that they can sign up to. He's got the Art of Presenting course. He's got books, his podcast newsletter. You can buy all of these things directly on his website. It's a really simple process. He's then got a section for businesses, organizations who want to transform their culture. He can sell them keynotes, workshops, private classes, packages, and again, it's structured in his why formula. He's then got offerings for coaches, people that want to deliver his why methodology themselves. And they can sign up for his why school. They can get certified. It costs $3,500. And again, you can buy on the website. It's structured in why, how, what. Again, it all ties back to his methodology. Now, he's also got a newsletter on here, which you, again, if you're not ready to buy, you sign up to his newsletter, you learn more, you consume more of his content. Now, this is probably a safety net, a catch-all. If you've gone to his website and you're not quite ready to buy, you sign up to his email newsletter. He's probably built a sequence of emails that will go out to you over, say, 8 to 10 weeks, where he's taking you on a journey from start to finish. And at the end of that journey, the next logical step is to buy something from him. One thing that I want to call out on his newsletter is that I haven't ever seen him ask people to go to his newsletter from his social media posts. He does have a link on his featured section to his newsletter, but he's not actively promoting it on his social media. He knows that he has more success with his YouTube and his podcast, so he always points people there. Now, if I was a speaker trying to grow my audience and trying to get conversions and sell through social media, this is what I would do differently. I would create a newsletter sequence, 8 to 10 emails over 8 to 10 weeks that take your customer on a journey. So you want it to be a journey where they understand more about who you are, what you do, how you've helped clients, and then right at the end, you're building up to, I provide these services, here's the next step to if you want to work with me. I would start to include lead magnets in your posts, and anybody that wants a lead magnet, they need to sign up to your newsletter in order to access it. And that's a really great way to feed people into your newsletter and to grow your newsletter. And that is it. That is his entire sales funnel. So he attracts people on social media using his PACE framework. He then feeds them into his podcast and YouTube, where he nurtures them. They consume more content. He's got this really clever, I love it, value loop, where if you're not quite ready to go to his website, he kicks you back into social media, and then you come back around in this full circle. He then funnels you into his website, and whether you're a leader, whether you're a business, whether you're a coach, you've got your own customer journey mapped, where he takes you through a journey, and the end result is that you buy a product or service from him. It's genius. It's a really strong process, a really strong funnel that generates a huge amount of engagement and revenue for Simon and his business. He has a vast portfolio, including books. He's got his own publishing company. He's got his own leadership app. He does keynotes. He does coaching programs. he's got business development, he's got people learning his methodology and then coaching it themselves. So his ecosystem is huge. I actually mapped out all of his products and services that I can see on his website. And he's got 21 products and services across 4 customer profiles. Now, bear in mind, he's been building this for over 20 years with a full team behind him, okay? If you're a speaker managing your business on your own, or you've got a small team, trying to replicate everything that Simon does is going to be impossible. You're setting yourself up for a fail. Now, you're likely managing multiple keynotes per month. You might have a podcast, a YouTube channel, your content engine, you're trying to do outreach, you've got quotes coming in, you've got pitches, you're traveling. This is already a lot to manage, a lot to maintain. And if you're trying to grow that business, if you're going to add more keynotes on top of that, more TV appearances, more podcast appearances, your time is just going to get smaller and smaller. If you're managing some of these things and you're not getting the results that you expect, it's probably because you've structured it or set it up in the wrong way. Look, the simple answer is it took Simon over 2 decades, a viral TED Talk video, and a huge team around him to build this ecosystem and to build this product offering that he's got. So next, I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do differently if you're a speaker and you're trying to grow your business. You want to use social media to attract new clients and funnel them into your website to essentially convert them into paying customers. Now, I absolutely love Simon's funnel. I think it's genuinely one of the best that I've seen out there in the speaking industry. But there's 4 things that I would do differently and that I coach the speakers that I work with through how to do. So you're getting a little insight into the work that I do with the speakers that I work with. Okay, so the first point is be specific. Simon talks to 3 different customer types and he has 21 different products and offerings. You need to strip it back, keep it simple, and talk to one person. So who is the one person that you help with the work that you do? What is the problem that they have, and what is the solution that you have that helps them solve that problem? Everything that you build, everything that you do, every piece of content that you put out there talks to that specific person. When they read your posts, they should feel heard, they should feel understood, they should feel like you really understand the problems that they face. It should feel like you're reading their mind. It's right there where they grow to like you, they trust you, and they want to work with you. If you think about it like this, a generalist will always struggle to charge more. They'll always struggle to grow. They'll always be at risk of losing the booking to a specialist. If you get specific, if you position yourself as an expert within one field, you can charge more, you can grow your business, you stop losing bookings to your competitors, and you become the only possible option when an event organizer is looking for a speaker within your field. The second thing that I would do is posting for engagement. Now, I already mentioned it before when we were looking at his social media posts. Ask for engagement in every single post. His PACE framework is incredible. Use his PACE framework, but tag a question on the end. End every single post with a question that makes people put their hand up and engage with you. Ask a question, start a vote, ask for a keyword, and then that feeds into your newsletter and you give them a lead magnet. Just get people to engage with your content. The more engagement you get on your content, the more growth that you get and the more reach you get. The third one is find your people. If you're posting content and just waiting for people to come to you and ask you to work with them, then you're going to fail. It's not going to work. Simon's entire model is inbound. Now, he can do this because of the size of his audience. He knows that people are going to consume his content, they're going to go to his YouTube channel, they're going to buy something from him. He just knows that that's going to happen. You don't have the same following, the same audience as Simon. You don't have 9 million followers who are engaged, who follow you, who understand what you do and want to work with you. You need to be actively finding your people. So if you post something, you need to find and follow up with people. You need to be looking at who's commented on your post, who's liked your post, who's viewed your profile, who's started following you. All of those are signs that people are interested in you. So engage with them, connect with them, ask them questions. What did you like about my post? What brought you to my page? Hey, I saw that you started following me. Was it something specific that I spoke about, or did you just want to, or were you just interested in seeing more of my content? These are all buying signals. You need to go out there and actively ask them for the sale. Don't just post and hope. You need to be posting and you need to be finding the people as well. The two go hand in hand. And then the fourth one is remove all friction. Now, we've mentioned this before. Simon puts all links in his post. So he has the least amount of friction possible. You need to make it as easy as possible for people to buy from you. And that includes how many steps it takes them from seeing your social media post to getting more information. So if you can put the link directly in your LinkedIn profile page, they just have to go to your page, click the link, and it takes them to the next resource. If you're asking them to, send me a message, do this, do that, and then I'll send you something, it's creating too much friction, so they're not going to be interested. Then when they land on your website, keep it as simple as possible. Give them the bare minimum information that they need to know to make a buying decision. Don't have reams and reams of text, don't have loads of photos, don't have multiple different tabs that they have to click through. Have one landing page that they go to. It's really clear what problems you solve, how you solve them, and what the next step is. And then keep the next step super simple. Don't have a contact form in there because it's more friction. They have to fill in a form, wait for you to get back in touch with them. Then you might ask them a few questions. Just put a link directly to your availability in your calendar so they can book a call in with you. So there you have it, Simon Sinek's sales funnel in all of its glory. Now, Simon has built an incredibly powerful tool here. He has 3 clear audiences, each with their own set of products on his website. He attracts people on social media using his PACE framework. He nurtures them on his podcast and YouTube where they consume more information. He then feeds them into his website where each of the customers go through their own journey and buy something. He then has his newsletter where if you're not quite ready to buy, you can sign up to his newsletter. He's then going to take you through a series of messages where the end goal is to buy something from him. I've also told you what you should be doing differently, so be more specific, post for engagement, find your people, actively go out there and find people, and just keep things super simple. Remove any point of friction from your process. Go through your own customer journey, go through it step by step and see how many different touch points there are. Map it out and see how many times your customer has to click, how much information they have to consume. And if you feel like you would drop out partway through it, then the likelihood is that your customers are too. Simon's funnel it's one of the best that I've seen out there, but there's certain things that he can get away with doing because of the size and his scale. There's genuinely so much to learn from it, but learn from it knowing what works at his scale and what you need to adapt for your model. If you found this video useful, like and subscribe. Every week I post a new video giving you insights into how to build a speaker business. I review the top speakers in the industry just like I did with Simon. I look at the work that they're doing, how they get new business. I break down their sales funnels. I take all of that information and I give it to you in bite-sized chunks and I tell you how to apply it to your business regardless of what stage you're at. The next speaker whose sales funnel I'm going to review is Mel Robbins, so keep an eye out for that one. If there's any other speakers whose process you want me to break down, whose websites you want me to review, whose products you want me to review, leave a comment in this video and I'll review them all. I will see you in the next one.